For question number 8, what do we have here is the standard form. Okay, so and you can see that this is the first standard form, the second standard form, and the question asks to do plus. So remember, whenever we need to plus the standard form, we need to make sure that the multiplication of 10, you can see the power here, it needs to be similar first. Like this is 10 to the power negative 3, and this is 10 to the power negative 4. Alright, so it depends whether you want to change it to power negative 3 or power negative 4, but in this situation I will change it to 10 to the power negative 3. So this is already 10 to the power negative 3, we need to change this thing first. So 6.8 times 10 to the power negative 4, we want to change become negative 3. So here need to plus 1. If here need to plus 1, we need to move the point from the right. Okay, I always tell my student, if from the right means positive, so you need to plus from right to right is plus 1. Okay, so if it's from the right here, then what do we have? So it's going to be 0.68 times 10 to the power of negative 3, and then we can do the addition as usual. So 2.3 times 10 to the power negative 3, and then plus with 0.68 times 10 to the power negative 3. Ignore the 10 times 10 to the power negative 3. We do the decimal as usual here. So 2.3 plus 0.68 is going to be your final answer. It would be 2.6 2.98. It will be 2.98 times 10 to the power negative 3. And make sure, is it that your final answer is in standard form? Yes, it is. Alright, what does it mean by standard form? Which means that the value in front here, it must be less than 10. Okay, so 2.98 is less than 10. That's the thing. Let's proceed to the next question, which is factorize completely. What does it mean by factorize? Factorize means we need to put something in a bracket. So the way we do this factorization, we could do this thing like a HCF, which is highest common factor. As you can see, 3x squared and negative 12xy. So both value here, we can do it slowly. 3 and negative 12 both can be divided by 3. So if 3 divided by 3 is 1x squared, and negative 12 divided by 3 would be negative 4xy. Then after that, x squared and negative 4x, what are the common factors? You can bring it out. You can bring it out x. So x squared divided by x is x, and negative 4xy divided by x is negative 4y. Is there anything that they still have the same factors? No more. If it's no more, then you can put this thing, the same bracket, you multiply this thing in the in the bracket. So your answer is going to be 3x bracket x minus 4y. That's your final answer. Let's proceed for question number 9b. Whenever we have this thing, always do it slowly. Just m multiplied by m is going to be m squared. M multiplied by positive 2 is 2m. Positive here, please remember. Negative 3 multiplied by x is negative 3m, and negative 3 multiplied by 2 is negative 6. So positive 2 minus 3 would be negative 1. So m squared minus m minus 6, that would be your final answer. And of course you put it in the space given here, m squared minus m minus 6, that would be your final answer. Next question is sketch the graph of each of function here. So before we need to sketch everything, make sure you find out what is the function itself first. You can see y equal to x minus 3. You can see that it's also quite similar with y equal to mx plus c. And if you see it like this, then you could see that is the straight line function here. So your graph here your sketching must be a straight line. But whenever you want to sketch it, you need to make sure your sketching have the correct y-intercept and x-intercept. You know that the c value here equal to negative 3. That means your y-intercept here is supposed to be negative 3. How about your x-intercept? How to find the x-intercept? Y need to be equal to 0. Okay, please remember that. To find x-intercept, y need to be equal to 0. Same goes to vice versa. If you want to find y-intercept, the x need to be equal to 0. Okay, so to find x, y equal to 0, so 0 equal to x minus 3, you move negative 3 to the left side, so positive 3 equal to x. That means that the x-intercept also is going to be 3 here. Okay, it's going to be at 3 here. That means your straight line here, you need to use your ruler because it's a straight line. It needs to pass through positive 3 and negative 3 on the y-intercept. So something like that. Make sure you use your ruler. Okay, and then after that you could see question number B here. This is a type of what? You can see a type of y equal to a over x, which means it is a reciprocal. Okay, reciprocal. So if it's reciprocal here, so what is the value of a here? Is it positive or negative? If it's positive, the reciprocal is going to be like that. If it's the negative y equal to, if it y equal to negative a over x, then the reciprocal is going to be look like that. Okay, yeah, so it needs to be a curved line. So the way you draw this thing, it needs to be a curved line, but it does not have the y or x intercept, so you just draw it like that. Okay, and this time do not use a ruler, it would be okay. Okay, alright, so that's how we do for question number 10b. For question number 11 is a bit tough because we need to see this thing properly, okay, and we need to imagine this thing properly. And of course, and whenever we want to do this question, you guys need to know about what is their description one by one. Okay, so for a tips here, whenever you see a transformation question, straight away look on the marks provided. Okay, so just for a tips here, if it's translation or a reflection, usually the marks will be given is only 2 marks. I'm not saying all the time, but usually. Okay, and for rotation and enlargement, it's supposed to be 3 marks. Why? Because it has 3 important information inside that: rotation and enlargement inside that description. So describe fully the single. What does it mean by single? It only transform one time. It's not double transformation here, only single. So single transformation that maps shape A onto B. Where is the object? Where is the image? Okay, alright. So right now your object is A. Okay, shape A onto B. So your image here it would be B. Okay, alright. Your image here it would be B, and your object is going to be A. So how to rotate from A to B? As you can see that, is there any different in terms of size? No. Okay, if not different in terms of their size, that means it's not enlargement. Okay, is it their orientation is similar? Okay, their orientation is already changed, where it does not change position. It does change their position, but their orientation also change. When their orientation is changed, it's either reflection or rotation. So translation, we can cross it out. Okay, but can you reflect between A and B, which is, can you draw a line that we call as a mirror line between A and B? No, you also cannot draw a mirror line. So for question 11a, it must be a rotation. So for a rotation, what is the information that you need to write? For 3 marks here, you need to write down it is the transformation. You already get 1 mark. Okay, and then you need to know what is their direction of rotation. It is the clockwise or anti-clockwise, how many degree. As you can see here, I could say that this is supposed to be a 90-degree clockwise. Okay, 90-degree clockwise. It's supposed to be like that because you can see that their rotation here just rotates like that. Okay, so 90-degree clockwise. After that, you need to know this is already 1 mark, and you need to know their center of rotation. Where is the center of rotation? This is a bit tough to find the center of rotation, but in my tips here, we need to do try and error. Okay, so you should know that the center of rotation must be this region. It cannot be this region. It cannot be this region. So we need to do try and error. Okay, with the region that we already predict where would it be. Okay, so by means of try and error, how about if I put the points over here? Okay, so the points over here, then we do it with their congruent point, which is this point congruent to this point. Then try to check their rotation. If this is the center, it goes to the right 3 times, it goes down 3 times. So 3 by 3 like that. So if you rotate it 90-degree clockwise, it's supposed to be 3 3 like this. Can it be 3 3 like that? So 1 2 3, 1 2 3. That's already wrong. That means that point is wrong. So you can try with another point. for this one you need to bear with me because I do it slowly and I do it one by one. And what if your point is over here? Okay, alright, what if your point is over here? Okay, your point is over here. So you go to the right 2 times, 1 2, and then it goes down how many times? 1 2 3 4. Alright, so your movement of rotation here from center is 2 4 like that, and when you rotate 90-degree clockwise it's going to be 2 4 like this. Is it correct? Let me check one by one. So 1 2, and then goes to the left 4 times, 1 2 3 4. Yes, it is. You can see that the point hits. What if you try with another point, whether it's true or not? Alright, but make sure with their congruent point, which is this pointy edges, pointy vertex here, and with this pointy vertex here. Let's see one by one. 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4. So it goes to the right 6 times and goes down 4 times. When you rotate it 6 times, 4 times. Okay, 1 2 3 4 5 6. 1 2 3 4. That means it's correct. That means you already know that their center of rotation is correct. So what is the center of rotation? The coordinate of center of rotation, please put it correctly. It's supposed to be 0 and 2. Okay, you don't have to put it in a very good grammatically correct sentence, but you need to have all this information. I'm not saying that please put with the wrong grammar, no, but please make sure that you try to make a sentence that have all of that information. So your answer would be, for shape A onto shape B, it will be rotation of 90-degree clockwise about center of rotation at, where is it? The coordinate is 0 and 2. That's how it is. Okay, I hope that you do understand how we do and how we get question number A. Okay, alright, so for the next question I would need to erase all of the working, so to make sure that we have some spaces and not confusing at all. So for the one need to look at this question for rotation, please rewind the video and slowly repeat the video one by one. Okay, alright, because I need to erase these things. We're done with question number 1. Okay, we're done with question number 1, and all of this thing we can erase all the working. Let's look at question number B, which is question number B, shape A onto shape C, which is this shape A onto shape C here. So we also need to try to do one by one. We need to check one by one. Whether A and C, does they have the same size? We could say that A and C have the same size. That means enlargement is going to be wrong. Okay. Does their position is changed? Yeah, their position is changed. But is it that their orientation is changed? Their orientation also changed. So if their orientation is changed, it's not a translation. It's either reflection or rotation. But you can see that question number B is only 2 marks. If it's 2 marks, it's supposed to be a reflection, not rotation anymore. Okay, so for reflection, what you need to have here, you need to have 2 information for reflection, which is you need to know, you need to state that it's going to be a reflection and what is the axis of symmetry or line of reflection, something like that, which is axis of symmetry. So reflection is already 1 mark and need to know what is the axis of symmetry. Your axis of symmetry, you need to state your axis of symmetry in terms of the straight line equation. If y max plus c is y max plus c. Okay, so create a straight line here. I try to create the line look like this. Okay, it's the usual line here, which is the usual line y equal to x. Try to check the point one by one. Okay, the congruent point is here, whether it's reflected or not. 1 2 1 2 is reflected. How about this point? You just check with 2 points is enough. 1 2 3 1 2 3. That means our line is already correct, and your line of symmetry there is with an equation of y equal to x. Why is it y equal to x? Is y equal to 0, x equal to 0. If y equal to 1, x equal to 1. If x equal to 2, y equal to 2, or something like that. Okay, so your information here, you need to be a reflection, okay, under the line of symmetry of y equal to x. It doesn't really mind if you have a bad grammar here, but your information, it needs to be there. Okay, for you to get 1 mark, which is 1 mark there and 1 mark there. That's fine. Okay. As for the next question here, like I said, I need to proceed to the next question. As for the next question here, I need to proceed to the next question, but I'm sorry, I need to erase all the working here so that it's not confusing. So whenever all of the students wanted to do this kind of transformation question, please sketch it or do some notes over there, do some sketching or anything. Please write it with your pencil. If you write it with your pen, it's going to be tough for you to relook at that thing without any of the working there. Alright, so please use a pencil so that you could erase it. And now shape A onto shape D. Alright, so for shape A onto shape D here, please check 1 by 1, 2 whether is it that the size is different. Yes, so shape A onto shape D is 3 marks and the size is different. That means straight away it's supposed to be enlargement. Okay, so for enlargement also have 3 information. What are the information? You need to state that it is an enlargement. You need to know their scale factor. What is their scale factor? And you need to know their center of enlargement too. That are the 3 marks provided for this thing. Enlargement 1 mark, scale factor is 1 mark, and center of enlargement 1 mark. Okay, so we already know is enlargement. What is the scale factor? Alright, look where is the object and where is the image. Object is A, image is D. So you could see that the image is smaller than the object. Okay, how that it becomes smaller? Just look on this side. If the object is 2, then the image is 1. So we can use this formula, which is image equal to k multiplied by object. Just use the length that we have just now. Image is 1 and then k multiplied by object length is 2. So move 2 to the left side. So 1 over 2 equal to k. So your scale factor is equal to 1 over 2. You already have it. And how to find this? Center of enlargement. To find center of enlargement here, you need to connect the congruent point. Okay, this point are congruent, connect the line. Okay, by means of connect the line, make sure that you extended the line to the top. Okay, alright. Don't just connect only only 2 congruent point, connect with the other congruent point too. So this is also congruent, so you can connect this thing. Alright, of course for this thing you need to use a ruler lah. Okay, of course for this thing you need to use a ruler. But to make it easier for you guys here, I should know you guys can see that the point connected, intersected is supposed to be there. So the point where it's intersected, that's going to be center of enlargement. And the coordinate here is 4 and 6. Okay, so you already have everything. Then we can write this thing one by one. The shape A onto shape D is going to be enlargement of scale factor (1 over 2). Okay, of scale factor 1 over 2 about center of enlargement. And where's your coordinate again? Your coordinate at 4 and 6. That's how you answer this description of the transformation.